It was 2:30 a.m. when my phone buzzed. The number was unknown. The message was short, sharp. You double lock your door, but you're not safe. My heart jumped. Sophie, my girlfriend, woke slightly, eyes wide. Ethan, what is this? Her voice shook. I stared at the screen. The timing was perfect. The words, too precise, like someone knew every little habit, every private thought. We were alone in a cabin miles from town, forest all around, silence pressing in. What was supposed to be a weekend getaway, movies, snacks, laughter, now felt wrong. Another message popped up. Your secrets aren't just yours. I see everything. Sophie held my hand tight. The shadows moved differently now, and the air felt heavier. I knew instantly we were not alone. My name is Ethan, and this is Sophie, my girlfriend. We wanted a quiet weekend together, just the two of us, away from everything. Our plan was simple: watch movies, have some snacks, laugh a little, and just enjoy the time. Everything felt normal, peaceful even. Sophie was sitting next to me, smiling softly, and the only sound was the fire crackling. But as night deepened, every little noise started to feel strange. The floorboards creaked differently, shadows stretched longer, and even the soft wind felt heavy. Sophie leaned closer and whispered, "Ethan, maybe we're just imagining things." I nodded, but inside, something felt off. Every shadow seemed to move on its own, and the silence was too thick, too tense. Then my phone buzzed. Just a vibration. No message. We froze, eyes locking, hearts racing. Somebody or something was watching. It was late. The fire had dimmed, and the room felt colder than before. Sophie yawned, wrapping her arms around herself. Then my phone buzzed again. A text from the same unknown number appeared. You never lock your bedroom door at night. Do you? I froze. Sophie looked at me, confusion in her eyes. Who would even know that? She whispered. We checked the doors. Everything seemed normal. Locked. Secure. But the air, it felt different. Heavy. Watching. Minutes later, another buzz. The way she sleeps, it's interesting. Sophie gripped my hand tight. I couldn't ignore it. Someone knew something about us. Every small detail. The shadows on the wall seemed to twitch, as if reacting to the messages. I wanted to call someone, but the signal was weak. No way to explain this. No one would believe it. We sat in silence, heartbeats loud, waiting for the next sign, the next hint that we weren't alone. And deep down, we both knew this was only the beginning. The night felt heavier now. Every small noise made me jump. Sophie clung to my arm, eyes wide, whispering my name. Then the messages got more personal. She bites her nails when nervous, always has. I froze. My stomach dropped. Sophie's hands trembled in mine. How could someone know that? We had never mentioned it to anyone. A sudden crash from the kitchen made us both flinch. I grabbed a flashlight. The room was empty. Nothing moved. But outside, the shadows seemed alive, stretching and twisting against the walls. Another buzz. She's scared now. Good. Sophie's face went pale. I wanted to leave, run, but every instinct screamed, wait, watch, understand. It wasn't just texts anymore. Footsteps echoed in the empty hallway. Soft whispers came from corners I couldn't see. Every object, every movement, it was like someone was testing us, observing every reaction. I know, fear wasn't just in our minds. It was tangible. Every heartbeat, every breath, every glance, it reminded us we were being watched. By now, every small sound made our hearts race. Sophie held my arm tight, whispering, "Ethan, it feels like someone is right behind us." The lights flickered. Shadows moved in ways that didn't make sense. I could hear soft whispers, like someone breathing just out of sight. Every floorboard creak sounded intentional, circling us, following us. Then my phone buzzed. "Stop looking at the corners, they can see you." I felt a chill run down my spine. How could someone know what we were seeing? Someone or something was inside our heads. A picture fell from the shelf. No wind, no reason. The fire flickered violently, throwing strange, twisted shadows across the walls. Sophie's eyes widened, tears started forming. We whispered to each other, trying to stay calm. But deep down, we both knew this was no accident. Every whisper, every shadow, every message, it was designed to scare us, to make us question reality. Fear was no longer outside us, it was inside us, crawling into every thought. It hit me suddenly, everything made sense. All the messages, the shadows, the whispers, it wasn't random. I looked at Sophie. Her eyes mirrored my fear. Someone knew us. Everything about us. Every little habit, every secret. Then my phone buzzed again. "You can't hide what you shared." Sophie gasped. I realized months ago we had trusted someone, shared stories, little details about ourselves. Not knowing, that information was still out there, being used. The shadows didn't just move. They were observing, testing, controlling. Every sound, every flicker, every vibration, it was no accident. Sophie whispered, voice trembling. "Ethan, they're in our heads. They know everything." My chest tightened. Fear wasn't just around us anymore, it was a presence, inside the room, inside our minds. We understood finally, this wasn't about random threats. It was control. Knowledge. And we were trapped in its game. The room felt smaller, like the walls were closing in. Sophie's breathing was shallow. I could feel my pulse in my ears. Then the phone buzzed again. Not a text this time. A notification preview appeared, slow, deliberate. "You're finally starting to understand." The lights went out. Complete darkness. Sophie grabbed my arm. "Ethan, don't move." Something shifted nearby. Not footsteps, pressure. Like someone standing too close, just out of reach. My phone lit up the room for a second. Another message. "If you leave now, she doesn't make it." My stomach dropped. This wasn't a warning anymore. It was a threat. The silence broke with a low sound, not a voice, not a whisper, something deeper. The kind of sound that doesn't come from a person. Sophie started crying quietly. I knew then, whatever was doing this didn't need to touch us. It already had control. And it wasn't done yet. Then it happened. The phone buzzed one last time. This time, a picture appeared. A photo of Sophie, sleeping. No one else in the room. Just her. My hands shook. "How?" I whispered. Another message. "I've been here all along. Watching. Waiting. Knowing." Sophie screamed, pulling me close. I grabbed a flashlight and scanned the room. Empty. No one. Then I noticed something on the wall. Scratches. Hundreds of them. Forming letters, words we knew. Private jokes, habits, fears. All carved without anyone touching them. It hit me. This wasn't human. No normal person could know this much about us, or manipulate everything so perfectly. The shadows moved, shifting like they had a mind of their own. The whispers returned louder, closer, impossible to ignore. And then, in a voice that was chillingly familiar. "You thought you were alone, but I've always been with you." We froze. Breathless. Knowing the terror wasn't over. Weeks passed, the messages stopped. The shadows faded. But Sophie and I never felt safe again. Even now, at night, the phone vibrates for no reason. And I can't help but check the locks, the windows. Because we know someone or something knows everything. Every habit, every fear, every secret, and maybe it's still watching. If this story gave you chills, make sure you subscribe for more real horror stories. Stay alert. Some things should never be ignored.